Are we live? Are we live?
We're about to be live. I think we're live. Right. I think I put that on a few seconds too late, but hey, there you go.
It's all good. What is going on, everybody? You are back this week for the live episode of Better Call Saul. What's going on with everybody?
Episode 9.
Episode 9. Oh, yeah. The after show for episode 9. How is everybody doing today? Awesome. Terrific. So, if you don't know already, my name is Davey from the 80s. I represent Cinema Chop Shop as a YouTube channel. Go check it out. Hit the subscribe button and all that good stuff. And to the left is my man, Del Boy from what?
UK. Wembley, London. I'm so tired. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning here. But especially for this and you and everyone else, I thought I'd get up and I have to talk about this anyway. I'm Movie Mash. Check out my channel. It's if you're not on it already, you're on one of them. We're also streaming on Twitch tonight for the first time. So if you're on Twitch, let us know because we're still trying to work it out.
Exactly. So, let us know where you guys are from, like what page you're on. So we are going to talk about yesterday's episode 9. What was it called? Fun and Games, correct?
Fun and Games, I think. Yeah.
Fun and Games. All right. So this episode, all right, Faithiest Atheist, he's back. Yeah, let's go. Atheist. This week, you guys are switched to different sides. Oh, love your channel. Thank you, Miss T. I love you too. All right, so check this out. So, wait, let's go ahead and let's put these up. We gotta show them. We gotta show them some love. This week, you guys are switched to different sides. It's all right. We gangsters like that. And then we got Miss
how we
T.
roll.
Love your channel.
How the thing does it for us, You know why? Because I came on this before you, and then you jumped on. But last week you were first, and it must just do it randomly. I don't know.
That must be it. All right. So,
question
today, if you guys are huge Better Call Saul fans, you got friends that are Better Call Saul fans, make sure to hit them up right now and tell them to jump in with us so we can have this huge freaking discussion. Because we, unlike other YouTubers, we interact with every single one of you guys. Yes. We make it a habit to do that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this dang episode. So this episode, Fun and Games, this is coming directly after the events that occurred in the previous episode. You got freaking Lalo dying, right? We had freaking we had to figure out what was going on with my man after he got his head blown out by Lalo and how they're going to deal with that situation. So this whole episode was nothing more but a continuation of that. How are our characters moving forward? And we first start off this episode with this crazy montage of this song.
Yeah.
All right. That song was so haunting, or was I tripping?
No, I saw it too. Now, just so everyone knows, we talk a lot, but we don't discuss this show before now, so we can save all our opinions because it kind of feels worn out and redundant, sort of thing.
Oh yeah,
but
definitely.
I saw a raw reaction. It was kind of like a lot. It was quite a long montage, to be honest with you, wasn't it? It was quite a long one.
Yeah, because it was jumping back and forth from Jimmy and Kim just carrying on with their daily lives, and then going back to freaking Mike cleaning up the house, and it was just jumping back and forth. So the first thing we had was a montage. That was the first thing that happened, and like I said, they picked a very good song to go with it. The song was very haunting. It fit the mood. And I have to ask this question: How are they able to just continue with their lives like nothing's going wrong? And Howard just got his head blown off in front of him.
Well, they had to, they had to. I mean, this was part, but they seem to do it pretty well, though. That's the thing, they seem to
a little too well.
Yeah,
a little too well.
Because I know Mike said, "Look, you need to carry on," and fair enough. But after what's just happened. But no, they got on with it just fine. So, I mean, good for them. I mean, but let's face it, like, they've seen a lot and done a lot anyway with the last few seasons. So I suppose they're getting a bit used to stuff like this. But, we're
going to get into who I feel like isn't used to it. But we'll get into that a little bit later.
I was going to say is Mike, he is really efficient with cleaning that house. I mean,
oh, hell really, yeah. Didn't he have, like, notes on the board?
Yeah,
about like what went where, and he had pictures and everything like that.
I'm telling you, that character, Mike's character, needs some kind of spin-off because he was a cop. I mean, what kind of a cop was he? I mean, like, this is some James Bond shit, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was a bit crooked, if I'm not mistaken. Mike's character is a little bit crooked, if I'm not.
We got RS5352. Sorry, RS5352. Hello, nice to see you again. You were on last week. We know Jimmy suffered out in the desert, pulled himself. Yeah, I remember that. That was a good one. Yeah, that was one of my favorite episodes. Do you remember that?
Yeah, you were. I remember when I was, because I'm new to this Better Call Saul.
That's right.
I'm new to this, so I binged the whole damn thing until I caught up. Like, literally, I just caught up before this season started. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. And you were telling me like that desert episode is something else, and I'm like, what are you talking about? But then eventually, when I ran across it, I was like, damn, that desert episode was something else. But yeah, you're right. Definitely, I think Saul is just, he wants to make it, and he's just going to do it by any means necessary. Yeah. And I think Kim is just having fun, and she has that kind of dark background. But we're going to go ahead and get into that when we get to her character arc in this episode. So the first character arc that we enter in this episode it's Gus's, correct?
I think it's Gus. Yeah, it's Gus. He goes to see the big man himself.
Yes,
he had to explain himself and what was going on. And you know what? The thing is, we know what's going to happen. We know that this means nothing really, because we know he's not in any actual danger. But for the show, the sake of the show, you have to see him, because if it didn't happen, everyone's going to say, oh, what, that wasn't, it was left out. So he had to put in to show the audience he's had to go and explain and, show himself up, where I have to laugh. I shouldn't have laughed, but what's his name? Oh, what's the top guy's name from Scarface?
Donnie Ladio?
Yeah. Do you know when he started going, I don't want to hear that shit at breakfast? I was like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah. That was hilarious. No, the funniest thing was them the twins carrying him out while he's just ringing the bell. Hilarious. Yeah. That's the funniest thing ever. That was super funny. And then this is the first time that we hear the twins speak, right? I've never heard them talk until then, right? Or wait, or did one of the twins talk? Like, didn't one of the twins talk on the hospital bed in Breaking Bad, or am I tripping?
No, I don't ever remember it. No.
And let us know if any of the twins talk in Breaking Bad. I don't remember, but
Henry
said Mike was going to whack Nacho's dad for a second.
Really?
I didn't think so, because
I didn't think so either.
The way that Mike was looking, I can see what you're saying, because Mike probably looking at that card like loose ends. But
to be honest with you, Saul and Kim are loose ends too. Then, in that fact,
True, but they're in the game. They're in the game.
Yeah,
he's not. Nacho's dad isn't in the game, but when he was looking at that card, you can see the regret in his face. Like, he just was really hurt by the situation, because Nacho was a good kid.
We'll get to that, because I want to. Yeah. We'll get back to that. We're just gonna talk through,
character arc. Sorry,
but as I say, like this scene, as I say, we knew what was going to happen. It was no big deal, but I have to say, I shouldn't laugh, but that
bell ringing.
Yeah, do you know why it's funny as well? Because he's such a nasty piece of shit, Don. Yeah. He's such, he is just bitter and twisted, even before he was in the wheelchair. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
but that scene was intense, because I was thinking about it, and I'm like, this whole time I'm thinking like Gus is going to come clean about killing Lalo. I'm like, he's going to come clean. But then when I sat back and thought about it, I'm like, you know what? Maybe he's not. He doesn't have to, because Lalo's dead, and he had the guys change his teeth to look just like his dental record, to match his dental record. Yeah. Because remember when they were talking, and he's like, oh yeah, thanks for helping out with the dentist thing or whatever. Like, he got everything situated so that he can be his like dummy when he dies. Like, he could be his fake death. He had everything set up already. So it's just crazy to think about. Like, it's just crazy to think about this show, man. Like, it's so much going through my head right now. But anyway,
the next scene.
Did you think Gus was going to come clean?
No.
He didn't have to, right?
No, he just even said it. I'm not going to answer that question. Even I shouldn't even bother.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
he's stupid, right?
and like again, we all know nothing's going to happen here at this
Yeah,
point.
because
We
of
all
Breaking Bad,
seen what's going to
exactly.
happen. It's just we had to see for the show and the narrative. We had to see him turn up and kind of show up and be answered and ask questions about it. You know, because if it didn't happen, people would be moaning, "Oh, what? He wasn't asked, and no, nothing happened there." So
Yeah.
the narrative, they had to do it. But I want to bring up the next scene though, with Gus going to.
Wait, before we do that, what did you think about what Don Eladio said to Gus when he was like, "Oh, a little hate is okay"? What do you think about that? How do you feel about that?
Right, he knows he doesn't like him.
Of course, because he killed his
So
which we're going to talk about in a minute. We're going to talk about that in a minute.
That's obvious. But I think he's like, yeah, the way you're looking at me, a little hate is all right, but not too much. So look, there's not much to say because we know the outcome again, as I said. But as I say, like,
that's his golden goose. That's why.
Yeah,
Gus makes money.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, he has no qualms of killing Gus like that. It's just the money's coming. He is a money maker, like probably bigger than the rest of them. So
he's a money maker and he's efficient. So it's like
he is definitely good. But you know, he's basically letting him know, I know you don't like me, and maybe he's letting him know, I know you probably fucking did kill Lalo. Maybe
but he doesn't really give a shit. He's like, if you can't prove it,
right,
if you can't prove it, money. I don't care.
If he respected even Don Hector, he wouldn't have done that shit. Because do you imagine Don Hector, anyone doing that to him, they're dead. So he don't give a shit.
But Don Hector kind of put his foot in his mouth because he's always not liked Gus from the beginning. So if you don't like Gus from the beginning, then automatically you're already setting yourself up for failure. Because think about it, like, who's going to believe you if you try to say like this man killed Lalo and this man is plotting against us and this man is doing this and he's a snake and he's a rat, you're not going to believe him because you already showed that you don't like this man. So it doesn't matter.
That's all I know is maybe that's just his way of saying, look, I know you don't like me. I don't give a shit, but just keep it that way though. Let's keep it. Just don't get too carried away with yourself. You know what I mean?
Let's look at it.
Basically, I'm on to you.
Let's look at a few of these before we move on to the next one. We don't know Kim's backstory yet, but for some reason she can hang though. Well, the only thing that we got is that she was kind of like bad, you know, like she stole that one necklace or whatever from that store, and then her mom really didn't give a shit. And her mom,
we get the impression she had it tough growing up, sort of thing, you know. She had.
I don't think she had it tough. I think I guess her mom.
My mom's an alcoholic, and you know, she just was on her own. Her mom didn't seem to really care about stuff, and he kind of encouraged her to steal in a way. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, that's all we know. Yeah, but we'll get to that. There is a few things now. I just want to say. I read before I watched I saw a few I wouldn't say spoilers, but a lot of people were saying, "Oh, it was a terrible episode."
Oh, it's not a terrible episode.
I wouldn't say that. It's just the last one was such a high. This I thought was going to be filler, and no, this was a transition.
It's exactly. It's kind of it's ending the character arcs
ends as well. So I just want to say that I personally didn't think it was a bad episode.
It was needed in order to fulfill the character arcs of each character.
Things I want to say that I really liked on this, but we'll get to it.
So Faithius Atheist says the twins have spoken a few times. RS5352 says it's always just a few words. And then right here it says, I actually felt bad for Hector. He's trying so hard. To tell everybody that Lalo is alive. And everybody just thinks he's senile.
It's true.
These are true. Like they're just like this mofo. Like this
you got it.
This fool had a heart attack, and he over there just flicking that bell. Like they just like this.
We shouldn't laugh, man. We shouldn't laugh, but you know what?
It's that fate, and then the fact that Don Eladio made fun of his face. He's like he did the face and everything.
Yeah,
golden. Somebody needs to.
I know that's gonna be a meme at some point.
That has to be a meme.
Yeah, but you know what else? That Hector, as I said, he's such a bitter and twisted, horrible prick. He was before. It kind of makes it okay. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But you don't want to hear that shit at breakfast, you know. So
exactly. He was like, I don't want to hear that shit. He was like, I will let you stay here, but I don't want to hear that shit at breakfast. But let's go ahead and move into the next scene, which is Gus's scene at the winery, correct?
Yes.
All right. So this is I want interaction from you guys because we have to talk about this now. Yes. there has been speculation or there's been insinuations that Gus's character is in fact gay.
All right, so
And
you
that,
got that too, then.
yeah, that Gus's
Yeah.
character is in fact gay, and that the dude that they killed at the compound or at Donnie Ladio's place was his lover, right? That's what that's what the insinuation is happening here. So what they're saying is, or what's being alluded to in this episode, I'm feeling is that basically it's saying that this is a moment for Gus to kind of like take a deep breath and let it go, right? And just kind of like and be normal for once. But until you get to the end of the scene is when Gus realizes I don't live a normal life. I don't want to put somebody else in harm's way. And until I get the situation solved, I can never have a regular life. And that's when he chugs the wine and walks away. What do you think?
Exactly that, pretty much. See, my opinion was he went there maybe and for whatever, and he forgot himself for a minute and he let himself go for a minute, and he was enjoying the interaction with this guy that obviously he knows. Not it didn't say he was gay, it's just kind of pointing in that way. Now, why does it matter if he's gay? What does it matter about the whole situation? It's just probably more character building. But the way I look at it was that he forgot himself for a while. He just forgot himself and he was interacting. This was the real him for that moment. I feel this was what he was really he wanted to be. But then all of a sudden reality kicked in. He just realized what he's just gone through, what he's about to be doing, and he doesn't want to get anyone else involved in this. And also he could be hurt if first of all, if he's gay, dealing with the cartel is a no-go. You know yourself, yeah.
Yeah,
And
because even
second of all,
they make
it's
fun of him.
vulnerable. Whether it's a man or a woman, he's vulnerable with a partner. He has nobody. He has nothing. He's just him. So at that moment, to me, it just all right. Look, no, back to business. I've got to think straight. And he went. But I reckon for that moment, that was the real Gus. That was the real Gus
I
being
think
Gus.
so.
For that moment, he was interacting, talking about wine. He seemed to be really happy. He was that guy. He obviously likes him, whatever. And that moment in the real, like, I've nearly been killed by Lalo. I've got all this going on. We just cleaned up a dead body. We just killed all this. I've just been down to the cartel, risking my life, answering questions. I'm building a new, rebuilding the lab, and no, I need to leave. And I feel like, it's a nice little arc. I mean,
I think it was
needed. No, but you know what? It's part of the character and it's part of building. You know what? It's fine. And I thought it was all right.
Because I think that Gus never wants to feel vulnerable again. And I know that day that they killed his partner in front of him, like they blew his brains out in front of him at the poolside, that day he felt 100% vulnerable. And that's a feeling that he never wants to go back to again. He sees a relationship.
Yeah.
He sees a relationship with anybody.
Yeah.
Not even just a wine guy, anybody. Think of the way that Gus has his employees. Think of the way that Gus does business. He does not get people close to him. He don't even want motherfuckers to know who he is because he doesn't want to be responsible to what happens with them if they get into the game. So I think that because of that, he never wants to feel vulnerable and he doesn't want to be responsible for somebody dying. And that's why even though him and Mike, he obviously has huge respect for Mike, you can tell he keeps Mike at an arm distance. He keeps all of his employees at an arm's distance. Yeah. He knows that they're in the game, they're in the business, but at the same time, he doesn't want them to get too wrapped up in what it is because he doesn't want them to go down because of him. Let me read a couple of comments. Yeah. So, Faithy Savior says the bar scene that sets up a love interest for Gus, whether a relationship develops later or not, now we know Gus likes this dude and the feelings are mutual. Yeah, because you guys tell me if you getting this too. When Gus was referring to the wine bottle that he bought that the guy recommended, do you think that when he said, I have it for a special occasion, do you think that was him insinuating to the guy that me and you being together sharing this wine bottle is that special occasion? Did you guys catch that? Did you guys feel like that? Let me know. What do you think, Del Boy?
I did, yeah. That's exactly. He said, I bought that wine. I brought it home I bought it straight away and went home and drank it or something. Yeah.
No. He didn't say it. He said, I bought it and I'm saving it for a special occasion.
Oh, right. All right. No, I missed that bit then. Yeah, but no, I thought he meant like he was going to meet him that night and he didn't turn up or something.
No, because he said the night that you told me about the wine, He said, I went out and I bought a bottle. And he said, really? Like, he was asking him, like, so how do you like it or whatever? He's like, I haven't drank it yet. I'm saving it for like a special occasion. And the guy's like, oh, well, let me know when that special occasion is. And that's when you kind of get the little flirtatious vibes between the two. Let's see what Henry has to say. Henry says, this might have been the last episode of the series for both Gus and Mike. Probably. I think so. I think this might be.
You know what?
Miss T, Gus looked like he was checking out the bartender at one point, but he does give off that flamboyant vibes. He was looking at his booty and shit. He was like,
Henry's got a point there. I never really considered that, you know, but it could be, you know.
And Miss T also says yes to the wine thing that I referred to earlier. You said go back to Henry's. This might have been the last episode.
No, he's got a good point.
Probably
it could be.
Maybe, I don't know.
They did give him a kind of a closing story arc in a sense. Do you know what I mean? They kind of did. He went back to business. He said, "You go and make." He said to Mike,
"But see, this is the thing. We have a time jump at the end. But let's wait till we get to the end of the episode. All right. So the next character arc is Jimmy and Kim at Howard.
No, I think it was Mike. Mike was
Mike and Nacho's dad.
Mike, yeah.
Mike and Nacho's dad. Okay, so Mike and Nacho's dad. Mike is sitting at home. He's looking at the card. He's looking at Nacho's dad's card, and he pulls up to his dad, and he tells him, "I want to talk to you about your son." And he eventually tells the dad, "You know what, man? Your son's dead, but he died a good person. He was a good person at heart. And don't worry, we're going to get revenge against the Salamancas." And Nacho's dad is just like, justice. You're going to get justice. He was like, it's all the same for you guys. You guys are confusing justice for revenge. And that scene hit me right there. That scene hit me because I think at that moment, Mike also realized like he has a false sense of justice. That's not justice. That's revenge. And you're confusing the two. You're trying to you're trying to like to elude yourself and make this illusion in your head that you're out here trying to like fix what's wrong. And what the truth of the matter is, you want revenge. You want revenge because they basically threaten your family. That's why you want revenge. You want them dead because they crossed the damn line. And ever since then, that's when you've been on a war path. What do you think?
Well, I didn't read it into it as much as you did at that point, but I think that it was just, to me, I get what you're saying, and I know what you mean by Mike. He looked like he kind of did go, yeah, you're right, actually. You know, there's a fine line between revenge and justice. But for me, I felt the whole scene was more down to a story arc again, like just kind of Mike doing the right thing. Because really, Nacho's dad wasn't a big part of the series, but he had a significant role. And, you know, it kind of, you know, Nacho was a good character. And Mike kind of doing the right thing again. It wasn't needed, but I'm glad we saw it. We did it. And he was just kind of he felt he needed to give Nacho's dad closure because let's face it, I'm a dad. And if my son or my cat or my dog went missing, I would prefer to know they were dead because in 20, 30, 50 years, I'll still be looking for him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and that's probably worse. And I don't know, just Mike doing the right thing. And he went face to face to see him and hold him.
Which could be seen as a bad thing, but you know.
It is, but this is Mike this is the good side. This is Mike being an honorable kind of a guy, which makes him a good guy. He's a good character.
Tell me if you got this vibe too. And you guys in the chat, go ahead and you can chime in as well too. I feel like this is the birth of Mike the Goon, because the Mike that we get in Breaking Bad is completely different from the Mike in Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul Mike has kind of like morals. He's like whatever. And in Breaking Bad, he's kind of like just like a hitman. Like dude's like just like he's a muscle, right? I think that Nacho's dad telling him that is him coming to the realization why he's in this game and what he's playing for. And then I think he's just gonna finally admit it to himself, like, you know what? I'm in this because of revenge, and I might as well just go all in. Why am I trying to create this fake illusion to myself? Like, I'm here to kill. I'm here to kill the Salamancas.
Well, yeah. Well, I still think he's somewhat honorable. This
RS5352 says Gus knows that Lalo just used Jimmy and Kim's love against each other. He can sympathize with that. This might be why he decides to start with the waiter. This might be why he decides to start with the waiter just yet. Okay. Hmm. I don't think Gus gives a shit. I think as long as Gus's identity is concealed, he really doesn't care. Like Gus comes off as compassionate somewhat, but as long as it doesn't interfere with his business, I really feel like he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. You know, even if he cares about something, Gus kind of business first. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. What's this?
Mike wanted to do the right. Oh, Faithius Atheist says, shout outs to him. Mike wanted to do the right thing by Nacho, but Nacho's dad, the moral center of the show, just said, "Nice try, dude, but too late." Hey, yeah, Faithius Atheist dropping them truth bombs, but it's true though. You know, like, thanks for coming here trying to act like you're moralistic and like you actually give a shit, but it's too late, dude. Like, he's dead. You didn't pull him out. You didn't get him pulled out the game. So, hey, you know, like you're you're a piece of shit, just like everybody else. So do we move on to the next scene?
Yeah, the next scene.
And the next scene is Howard's wake ceremony at the HHM.
Yep.
All right. So what we have here is we have the repass. We have the service for Howard's death at HHM, and we find out that they're changing their names to like Brooklyn and Associates or something like that. And the company's belly up. You know, like the company's basically changing. It's gone. You know, Jimmy's brother's legacy is gone. Howard's legacy is gone. All their attachments to that company is gone. They destroyed this freaking company. And we have a very interesting scene where, you know, Jimmy and Kim are trying to figure out how they're going to maneuver through this thing. And it's just like, we'll just get through it like we always do, right? But they have a very, very intense scene with none other than Howard's wife. Now, Howard's wife is, I mean, she seems like a piece of work. Is she a lawyer as well too?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. But the only scene I remember is in the kitchen with her.
Yeah, she was cold.
She was just, he was even trying to kind of get some kind of attention off her, and she just wasn't giving him it. You know?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like their marriage. Even Howard said it. Like,
you know, I think was it before he died or something? He was saying that he lives like a lifeless marriage sort of thing.
He said his life is falling apart. That he's been living in a guest house. Yeah, like they don't even sleep in the same room. Like they have a love
more down to her.
It's a loveless relationship. And Kim did a fucking bitch move, dude. When she said, "Well, he's your husband, you would know this." Like, he's your husband, you would know this. And honestly, like, to me, when she did that, I was like, "Yo." She took what Howard said and she used that as a weapon against her. And low-key, did you feel Kim came in and saved Jimmy because Jimmy was talking and she was not buying Jimmy's fucking story at all. It wasn't until Kim came in and said, "Yo, I saw this dude in the fucking room snorting coke," and then she knew that I forgot the other lawyer's name. It's slipping my head right now. Yeah, she knew that he could kind of co-sign because of what Jimmy did to insinuate that.
Yeah.
You know, that Howard was on drugs because his son, I think, was on drugs or something like that. And he knows what a drug addict looks like. And he was like, basically, when he tried to give Howard that pep talk, like, "Yo, we can get you help, whatever. I've dealt with this before. Like, you know, like it's a slippery slope." So he kind of co-signed what everybody was saying. And then it made her feel like shit because she's like, "I didn't know my husband, you know? Everybody else is saying like he's a fucking drug addict. And I'm over here," which she wasn't. So she did know her husband somewhat. But
she did second guess it towards the end. You know, it felt like she might have second guessed it at one point, especially when she spoke to again, I've forgotten his name. If you know his name, put it in the comments. The other lawyer, she said to him, "Have you seen him acting like this?" And he goes, "Well, you know, I don't want to talk about it now." Something.
That was a nail in the coffin. That because she didn't give a fuck about.
And that was them fucking with him, and that's what caused him to act all crazy at one point. You know, and it looked like he was on something. You know.
Oh, definitely.
Missy T.
Let's see. He said that lady deserves everything Kim said. So, oh well. Yeah, she was a bitch. She was a bitch to Howard.
Well, yeah, it's a bit late now, you know. And I reckon he really looked like he wanted to have a good marriage from the little scene we saw, you know. But yeah,
I made a typo in my last comment. Okay, sorry about that, sir. There are theories that Jimmy in the future will turn himself in and spill everything. If that's true, do you think he will reveal the truth about Howard and say that he was actually murdered? Hell no, I don't think so. I think Jimmy's going with the slipping Jimmy thing into the grave. Like he is going to try his best to evade everything, and I think he's going to just go. He's going to die on this hill. I don't think he's going to break character. What do you think?
Cliff Main, RS5352 says Cliff Main, Howard's friend. Is that the lawyer?
Oh yeah, Cliff Main. Yeah, that's the lawyer.
Sorry,
Cliff. Yeah, exactly.
I just wanted to say this about this scene when Kim jumped in there with what she said. I felt like this was her and the last time she was ever going to lie about this and move on. I think that was the moment
that's the breaking point.
Yeah, that was it. That was when she was like, I'm gone.
Where she realized like this is fucking bigger. This is just spiraling out of control, and she was realizing like, even though Howard died, the lie, the prank, and what they didn't die with him. It carried on afterwards, and it's affecting people afterwards. His image is tainted. Everything that's tied to his name is fucking tainted.
I felt bad because, like, you know, even his company seems to be downgrading, and it's all
no, the company's done. They sold it and changed the name.
That's what I mean. Like, I was like, you know, that if you at the start of Better Call Saul, the first few seasons, it looked like the company seemed like a titan.
It was. You know? It was one of the biggest law firms.
It was powerful, and it's like, you know what, Jimmy. The thing about Jimmy is that he means well, but everything he touches fucking breaks. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
As I say, like, you know, but I want to get to like the next scene when they go downstairs, where they you see the little where they used to have the cigarette downstairs by the opening doors when they went into the car park, the basement car park.
Oh, when she kisses him and just drives off.
Yeah. There again, this was a moment where you could see there was a dead silence between both of them for a few seconds. And she just kind of reached over and kissed him. And I knew at this point that something was happening here. Do you know? I mean,
it was eating away at her.
Certain kids. That was it. Like, you know, she was either gonna die, run off, or do something. But I knew, and I felt it. I'll be honest with you, I felt that moment. You know, because Jimmy was saying like stuff like. You know, let's start the grieving process and all that. I know this was tough and all that, you know, and he just wants to go home and carry on like normal.
Yeah, he took Mike's advice. Mike's advice about just like eventually you'll be able to forget about it.
Yeah. But, you know, I just want to say about Kim quickly as well is that she left dropped the bar. She signed out of the bar or whatever she was.
The next scene, she's in the case and then the judge is pissed off and he's like, you brought us here for this thing, like why? What do you mean you can't?
I feel like she's made some like serious fucking bad career moves over the years. Now, I suppose, in fairness, at the point I didn't realize what she was doing. I just thought she was doing one of her, like she was in Howard's company.
Yeah, Agent
She left that and she went with this other guy. You know, the smaller fella with the
the dude that was doing he was defending the convalescent home.
Yeah. Right, and she left all that again. She wanted to go to this pro bono.
She did that though. Look, but here's the thing though. She did that because she left those two companies because of Jimmy. Because Jimmy convinced her that she could go on her own. So, but then the thing is, like you said the pro bono cases, like the little $700 cases, like the public defender cases that she picked up. That is her way of like going to confession in a way. She feels like these are ways to resolve her of her sins if she helps these innocent people and gets them off. Like that's her attempting to wash her hands.
Yeah. That's her way of kind of making up for all the shit she's doing. And it makes it crazy. Yeah, I know.
But it's like no matter how many fucking people you try to help, no matter how deep they're in or how like like how bad they're in, is not going to hide the fact that you basically set forth the whole situation and it resulted in somebody dying. Yeah. Simple.
Well, the next scene. Well, when is there any questions there? Sorry, I missed it.
That's a strong possibility. In fact, I can see Gene and Kim both turning themselves in and clearing Howard before going to jail in the final moments of the show. Oh shit. Okay. That's a. I can see it. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We got to see where the show leads us. But I can't see. I cannot see Jimmy turning himself in. I'm sorry. Like
No,
if that's his character arc ending, I don't know. I'm hyped.
no,
What we're going to most likely
I don't
see
think so.
Walter next episode. Oh, I mean,
We
dude,
are going to see them at some
we're
point.
gonna see them. But it's funny because it feels like it's not really needed. But we're gonna talk about
There
that
is
right now.
something else I want to say is just before I forget was whatever happens with Howard and Jesse. Remember, at the start of this show, we see him working in a diner. So we're going to jump before the end of the
You said
series.
Howard and Jesse.
Sorry, Howard, is it not Howard? Walt and Jesse. They're going to turn up at some point.
Yeah.
And it's not the end, you see, because we're going to have to see what he's doing. He's obviously in hiding and in the diner at the beginning of the show with the moustache and stuff. So we still have to see how Walt and Jesse, and we're still going to have to see him, what's happened, why is he in hiding, what's happened for him to be in the diner. It's probably after Breaking Bad anyway, obviously it's got to be. But I don't want to jump too ahead and forget what was up. But the next scene where Jimmy came home, when Jimmy came home shouting and screaming, you know,
upset that she left the bar.
Yeah, he was obviously very upset, you know, and it was kind of a good scene. I mean,
very emotional.
Yeah, because all right, this is where I'm going to get to. Right, obviously she's leaving now. A lot of people are disappointed because through the whole seasons, and I will say for a moment I was for all the last few seasons, it's all about Kim. Is she going to die because she's not in it? What's going to happen? Where this and that?
I'm glad she didn't die though.
I'm glad she didn't die.
It would have been too repetitive.
But I felt like, oh, is that it? This is it. She's going. She's gone now, right? Because obviously the transition. But I was going to say what it was is I feel like this is more reality. This is what probably would happen. Do you know? Not her dying. I mean, that's just that's just fan service, nearly really, just to kill her off or give her something dramatic. But as I say, like, you know what? After watching it, there was one scene and one shot that I loved. I'm going to put it up here now, right? Where I'm going to have to, I swear, I really now, I mean, I'm not a filmmaker. I mean, if I was, but I appreciate shots like this. And this shot here, where the camera's over his shoulder and he's just watching and he's listening to her packing. I feel this was the end of Jimmy McGill. I think this is the moment where Jimmy McGill, whatever was left of Jimmy, is now gone. This is the moment it changed. That was it. I feel, and the way it just pandered there, the camera, I really liked that shot, I have to say. And I felt sad. And for a minute, then I was like, you know what? I'm glad the scene went this way. Now, we don't know she's gone for sure, but it just
most likely she's gone because of that transition. But
yeah, and it wasn't a big drama. She wasn't killed. She didn't go to prison. I think was it Atheist said that last week?
Yeah, she was probably going to prison
last week that going to prison. And yeah, and I see a lot of the comments on Facebook saying, oh, this and that. And I'm like, you know what? This is the reality. This is what would happen. You know what? And he done it right. And it showed me, as I said, that shot was the moment when the last of whatever was left of Jimmy McGill is now gone. That was the moment. That was
I want to ask the chat, are you guys satisfied with the way that Kim exited the show? Are you, because there are a lot of people that aren't really too enthusiastic about this ending. And they were like, that's it. That's what happened. That's how she leaves. We're expecting this and we're expecting that. And then this is how she leaves. She just leaves. Like she just walks out on her own accord. And to be honest with you, it's honestly the most believable one. This was the most believable option that they could have taken, especially like, did you guys hear that speech that she gave Jimmy? That shit was so emotional when she's telling him like, yo, me and you together are fucking poison. Everything we touch, we destroy.
And they don't do it on purpose as such to be poison. It's just it is.
Yeah, you know? We're poison. And she said, separated, we're not that much. We're not dangerous to people, but together we are dangerous. And then this is the part, the one that got me, the one that gave me goosebumps is when she said, and I like it. You know, when she was like, and I love it. I enjoy it. I have fun with it, you know? And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, like, This is
I
when
was
she
having too
realized that
much fun. She didn't tell him that Lalo may still be alive, not because of his safety. It was because she was having too much fun doing what they were doing with Harrod.
exactly, and she didn't want to stop. That is
Yeah.
crazy to think about. That's
She
crazy.
was. I really liked her character. I liked the whole character from the start. I liked that how they were friends and how she kind of defended him, and they'd like to have a drink and a smoke out the back, and in the nail shop. Was it a nail shop he was working in?
Yeah,
And at night he'd be on the beds and on the chairs, and she'd
the
join
nail
him.
shop that he eventually buys in Breaking
So
Bad.
it was, and he said to her on this episode, and I have to say, I've noticed this. He and she has never said to each other, "I love you." Never, it was never said between them. Yeah. And Saul says, "I love you," and please, what can I do to change? Or let me change it. And she's like, she loves him for the way he is. It's just together, it's not good. And it's not just that. Look, what they've just been through and what's just happened. Yeah, it's just, it's understandable. And the way she went, you know what? I was like, is that it? She's not going to explode or nothing like that. She's not going to go on a murder spree. No,
You
no,
know what's
no.
wild though to really think about? At the beginning of the show, like the season, she's talking about like she left a small town or whatever, and it was filled with bad people and people that weren't worth shit or da da da. And she did that to get like a better life. And it's crazy how even though she got away from the city, she was still able to find somebody that gave off that same energy that she was running away from the city. So it's just like you can't. It's kind of like saying like you can't run away from who you truly are in a weird way. Like it still gravitationally pulls you back, no matter what. I thought that was kind of poetic in a way.
I just again like if, as I said, for that I was like, is this it? But it's a real way to go. It's the show writers know what they're doing, and you know what? It was a good scene. And again, that pandering, it felt to me that was the moment when Jimmy is now gone. That was it, and then it jumped to scene.
Henry says, Faithius Atheist, I don't think the show will end with Jimmy in jail. I think he'll be able to get off probably. And then we also have Faithius Atheist. Yes, it was me who predicted Kim will go to jail. I'm still thinking it's possible. I can see her exit going badly, and Gene gets her and they turn themselves in. Now, look, whether or not we like to admit it or not, Kim does have somewhat of a conscience. She kind of zoned out thinking about things and then ended up getting in that freaking car crash. So there's a possibility that on her way to whatever destination, I don't know. Well, never mind. Well, Jimmy doesn't talk about it, so we don't know what the fuck happened. So yeah, so we kind of don't know unless like they do something to wrap this up because Kim's gone and that's all we know. She's just gone.
Yeah, that's it. I'm pretty sure that's the end of it.
We kind of don't know like what's he going, but so we have a time jump after this scene, and we jump from where we're at right now.
How many years is it? Does anyone know? Do you know?
They don't tell you a year jump. They just
It
jump.
feels like a while because his hair is all. I've forgotten. I actually
Now,
forgot
did you see the
hair
mansion
was.
that I was talking about?
Yes, I do. I remembered now. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got the money. Yeah.
Yes.
But you see his hair. I've forgotten how his hair was in Breaking Bad. I completely forgot. And so I'm thinking because he's got a real big bald patch here, and I'm like, all right, it's got to be a good few years. How long could it be?
Yeah. I think it's a nice like five. I think it's at least a good 5-year jump.
That's I think a minimum of 5. But I will say this: he is now completely Saul.
Saul's Goodman.
That is him now. This is him. He is Saul now. There's no wherever Jimmy is gone. That was the moment for me. Jimmy, whatever's left is gone. He is now full on Saul. Like tacky, cheap. Very.
Dude, did you notice? Damn, you know what's funny? I have been documenting in my head, and then my wife pointed out too, the transition of his secretary. How she was just like this bubbly,
yeah.
She's like
yeah. And then she was get out of my way in the reception.
Yeah, she's so miserable.
But she was all nice and I wanted to say that she doesn't know this, but Kim wanted to get rid of her a couple of times, but Saul defended her and kept her. She doesn't know that, and she was always bad mouthing Saul and liked Kim, but he actually kept her on. But yeah, she knows what Saul's like, and you know what, Saul needs her because the way she is, she knows that he's like, so she'll stay, and so they have that.
Saul's going to take care of her,
but she's just get out of my way. She changed bubbly to fuck off. But who's this?
Real quick, She's gone. Oh my, oh my. It'll take the devil to replace her. Yeah. Yeah. So we have the transition. How do we feel about the time jump? Was the time jump needed, or do you feel like they just did this so that they could continue the story? So that
At first, I found it a bit jarring because I wanted to see more of what was going on here at this place. But you know what? I don't know who said it earlier on in the comments was but this is it's basically this is it now. That was the end of it. Now we needed this jump, and because we need to get on with where Saul is, because this is the end now, and we can't linger around. All like what he said in the comments was is that Gus and Mike, could be the last we see of him in the show, which it could be. And now they've jumped to 5 years, so he hasn't seen or dealt with them in years. And now Walt and Jesse's gonna walk in, and this is where it goes from there. But we have to see why he's on the run in that diner. We'll have to get to that as well.
You know what's funny though? They have there's like on the Better Call Saul thing. It's funny. There's these little clips, like it's like a fake news clip, like on the AMC Plus app, and it's like it's supposedly like 2020 or some shit, and they're like Saul Goodman, better known as Jimmy this, and it's like talking about like his whole case, and they treat it like 24 like 2020. It's freaking hilarious. Let's read a couple comments. Hold on. So it says the fast forward is just 1.5 years later. It's late 2005 according to his Cadillac license plate. So still 2 years and some months until Breaking Bad timeline. And then we have date on his license plate was 2005. Ooh, you guys are freaking sleuths. Look at you guys. D Maddox. Shout out to D Maddox, man. This is my first time seeing him there. Then we got Henry. People say it's the same day Walter meets Saul when he walks into the office, but his suit is different. The license plate is the wrong date, and the people in the waiting room are different.
You guys, I swear, you know what? This is why we have this chat, all right? I feel like I've watched this really well, and I've got all the details, and then you guys just jump along and hit me with that stuff, You
guys are smooth. I love it.
Yeah. You're so like Columbo sort of thing,
How are you feeling about this time jump? Like, I felt, look, I'm be honest with you. They could have low-key ended the story kind of right there, or kind of had like a really good finale with like Kim and Jimmy, and then ended it with him like becoming Saul Goodman, and I would have been cool. I kind of don't, unless these next episodes blow me away, I kind of don't see the purpose of them other than telling me like what happens to him at Cinnabon.
All I know is that all I know is that I felt like the time jump was needed. I did after watching it, after thinking about it. It did, because we need to move on, and we need to see where he is now. We might not get more of that where he is now. It was just showing you he's now Saul.
Does he have the black? He doesn't have the black notebook yet, does he? Because doesn't he get the black notebook, and that's how like with the. Because we learned that the vet has a black notebook with all the contacts in it, and Jimmy's obviously eyeballing it. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the same freaking notebook that he has in Breaking Bad when he finds out about the vacuum guy.
Oh my God, that's, what? It's been so long since I saw Breaking Bad. I need to watch it again. But yeah, I don't. Oh, yes. Gotcha. Got you. Yeah, the notebook. Yeah, he got from the veterinarian.
The vet said that he's getting rid of it. He's like, I'm getting out of the business. Yeah. I wish they would have showed him buy it, but or get his hands on it somehow. That would have been cool. Let me ask you a question that's been raging in the community. A lot of people are already saying that Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad. And right now, I can't give them an answer. I need to see the finale of the show in order to make that assessment. But do you guys, in the chat, do you guys feel like so far Better Call Saul might be better than Breaking Bad? How are you guys feeling right now? Let's see.
Well, let me tell you, I first 2 seasons I watched and then left it for a few years. I never went back. I thought they were good. But it was around season 3 and 4 when it started becoming hardcore, like Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was hardcore from the first season, pretty much. Yeah. This didn't seem, it just seemed a bit more lighthearted until season 3, maybe 4. Now I will say it's on par with it in such, but you know what? I'd have to rewatch Breaking Bad again to say that. but I will say I am thoroughly enjoying this as much. So, you know, what do you guys think anyway?
Because I'm enjoying the hell out of this show. This show is different. It's not just like Breaking Bad, but so far I'm gonna say this.
I will
I feel like this show low key got a better antagonist in Lalo than Breaking Bad. But that's just me though. But I like I said, I need to see the finale of the show.
I will say this, and I think I said this to you before. On the subplots in Breaking Bad, there was a few, and a lot of them I didn't give a shit about. I didn't care about this. I didn't care about Skylar. I didn't, I cared a little bit.
About Walter getting his son a car.
Yeah. But, you know, on this, every subplot, when it jumps to Mike and what he's doing, I'm interested. When it jumps to Gus, I'm interested. And when it back to Saul, I'm interested. So every single character, I am interested. Even Howard, you know. So I couldn't say that about, I didn't dislike any of the characters in Breaking Bad. Sometimes something dramatic's going on with Walt and it jumps back to Skylar on the books and having an affair. I was like, oh, you know, I don't care, you know. But as I say, so with this Saul, all the characters and every subplot and every character, every time it jumps to, I'm on it. I don't want it to end and then it jumps. Oh yeah. What's happening here? So yeah, I will say that I like more about Saul, but I can't say it's better. Sorry.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yeah. So So the question that's on the table right now for everybody in the chat: do you feel like Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad? How are we feeling? Let's go ahead and go through the chats that we haven't went through yet. Oh wait, hold on. Let's go to this one. It says right now we still don't know how he gets that notebook. All right, that's what I thought. The next one is, and that's from RS. Shout outs to RS. I always got to shout you out and make sure you get your roses, man. Henry says I've heard theories that Gene will die, but I hope he gets out okay, and kind of has a happy ending because besides Jesse, he's the only one in the game to get out. Okay. Then we got Miss T. She says, I do prefer Better Call Saul because it has less family drama and it shows more of the background from the Breaking Bad characters. Lalo still steals the spotlight and made the show, or stole the spotlight. Then we have I completely agree with this.
Yeah.
I completely agree with Miss Tiff right here. That's the 100% the truth. All the characters in Better Call Saul are really freaking good and captivating. I think at this point both of them are equal to each other. That's how I'm feeling right now too. But Saul's getting a slight edge right now, simply based on the characters' development are fucking top notch. Yeah. I literally give a shit about almost every character in the show.
Exactly.
And I care about all the subplots. I care about all the side stories and everything like that. And this is just a different kind of show.
I think you put it right, yeah, because all that family drama. I was like, let's just get to the hardcore stuff, you know.
If this show look, but it all depends, because if this show don't end on a high note, it's gonna fuck it up. And I'm saying that right now. This show has to have a good fucking finale because we have too many shows out there that are called the greatest TV series out there. And then they were like, the only flaw is their last episode or their last season.
Breaking Bad is definitely one of them, one of the greatest ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So this is, but you know what? As I say, the writers seem to know what they're doing. The writing is great on this show. I have complete faith in them. Complete faith. I'm not worried at all. What do you think?
Wish I could have seen an episode with Lalo and Walter. Man, that would have been crazy. A Lalo and Walter White interaction would have been fucking bonkers. I thought Tuco and Walter interacting was crazy, but Walter White and freaking Lalo would have been insane.
Especially
Lalo
when he's in gangster mode.
TV show, I'm saying this shit. Tony
Especially
Dalton,
that would have been great. When
AMC needs to get Tony Dalton his own damn show. Stop playing. I need a Lalo show, right? And it needs to be called Tell Me Again. Yeah. Remember that shit when he was talking to Saul? Tell me again. I just told you the story. No, tell me again. When he was made him repeat the damn story.
No.
Man. Let's see. Henry, you know what's crazy? If you take Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul and the whole Breaking Bad universe, Jimmy has more screen time than Walter White at this point.
That's because his wife was in it most of the time. But yeah, I agree. But it is Better Call Saul. So I suppose it is about Saul, where Breaking Bad is about the whole thing, I suppose. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like Jimmy has had more screen time.
Definitely. And you know what's crazy? That Walter White, it's so crazy how this universe is breaking actors. Walter White, what's his fucking real name? What's the actor's real name?
Oh,
What's his
guys,
real name?
we're
Damn,
freezing on it. Hold on.
dude, it's gonna bug me. Walter White is his real name. Anyway, that actor, uh Daniel, wait, Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston. I got you.
Cranston.
Boom, boom. I got it from the noggin. Anyway, Bryan Cranston, right? My man got so many acting roles after Breaking Bad. It's fucking crazy to think about.
Godzilla.
Yeah, he got Godzilla. Even though, hey, he was the best damn character in that movie and they killed him. I was pissed.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, he's had so many freaking roles after Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad put him in the seat to be taken more seriously because before that, it was like he was just known for Malcolm in the Middle. You know?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and that Breaking Bad broke him in. And then Tony Dalton, same thing. He was so captivating as Lalo that freaking Disney came in and plucked him up and said, "We're putting you in Hawkeye." You know what I mean? So
I haven't even seen that yet.
I haven't seen it either, but I just know he's there. I know he's there, right? So this is what I'm saying. Breaking Bad is making characters. Like I need a Lalo movie or I need a Lalo TV show. ASAP. AFC, give that man a bag. Pay that man. Let's see. We got this one right here. Lalo and Walter. Right here it says there's 3 geniuses in the Breaking Bad universe: Walter, Gus, and Lalo. All right, and then we got
I agree with that.
And then here we go right here. You just said it. They really nailed the ending with Breaking. Really nailed the ending with Breaking Bad. We need to see how they end Better Call Saul before ruling one better than the other. Exactly right. I need to see the ending. It's just the reason why I'm saying is D Maddox. I'm telling you, is because I've seen people online already dub Better Call Saul. They're like, it's already the better show. They're saying it already. They're like, this is the superior product already.
It's unfair though because it is now. It's new. The Breaking Bad is like 5, 6, 7 years old now. Maybe. Oh, when was it? 2005 it started. But anyway, as I say, like, you know, it's unfair to say in a sense because it's now, we're watching it, it's happening now. But you know, if you go
people
back,
are just looking at scores and they're just looking at storylines and they're just saying like every episode is hidden. And I mean, like I said, every episode is hitting, but
yeah, it is.
The ending matters. I don't care what anybody like. The ending matters. I can't say this is a superior product until you see the end result, because this could have a shit ending, and then it can be down the hill. Because didn't Sopranos get that kind of backlash?
Sopranos, my favorite show of all time, and what the
exactly right. So that's what I'm saying. The way you end the show, it matters. Like it 100% matters. You know. So let's see. Henry said,
you spent 5 years of your life watching this. Well, I have, and you know, it's so good and the shit ending. You know, I believe it will be okay. I do. Look, the writers have not fucked up yet.
Lalo could have a spinoff just saying Werner Zingler, and I'd watch it. Lalo is such a freaking captivating, likable character, even though he's evil as shit. I love it. Now, here we go, Chad. We're opening it up to you guys, even though we've been interacting with you guys all night. You guys are family here. You're always welcome on these channels every single freaking time. We love you guys. I'm glad that you guys came back. We're opening the floor to you guys. Ask questions.
I just want to say is thanks for all the info that you know with the license plate and all. I was thinking maybe 5-10 years, and in my brain, but you
because you're thinking of that ball spot too. I'm like, it takes a while for you to get a ball spot that bad, and he got it kind of quick. But we're opening the floor to the chat. Ask any questions, ask any discussion questions. I want you guys to throw it out on the floor and let's see what you guys have to say. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on this episode, on this series, whatever you want to say. The floor is open to you guys. We're going to throw it up on the screen. We're going to read it off and we're going to talk about it. So the next 10 minutes, usually we're kind of going into an hour, but it's all right because we love you guys. We're still going to do it. We're going to get these questions off.
Even though it's 5 o'clock in the UK.
Yes. Shout out to this man, Derek, right now, man, because like I said, this man wakes up bright and early. Like nobody's out yet. Not even the crackheads are out yet. They're not even out yet. And he's up already, crack of dawn, before the crack of dawn. And he's over here working. So
no, you know why? It's because I don't really have many people to talk to about the show. because most of my friends who've watched Breaking Bad haven't caught up. And I love talking about what's happened, you know, what it's like. And with you guys, with all your info and all your comments, it makes it just so much fun. So yeah, it for me, getting up at 2-3 o'clock in the morning to do this is 100% worth it. 100%, especially with all the info and the interaction you're giving us. But I do have a question for some people who weren't here last week.
Oh,
If
hold on.
they make
Can I read RS's comment first?
Oh, sorry.
RS5352 says, in your closing moments, say your names and social media pages again. We will always do that because we got to make sure you guys hear that. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for the reminder, RS.
You know, just I keep saying it before, but my channel is a bit better, so make sure you do mine first. You know,
stop it. Your channel was basura, homie.
But what I was going to ask you for the guys, who would you like? Because they're saying about the spin-off. Who would you like to see of all the characters have their own spin-off? So we got Gus, we got Mike, we got Lalo, even Don Hector. Ding, ding, ding. You know, we even got him. What about I keep forgetting his name, the guy Scarface.
Donnie Ladio?
Yeah, even him.
Donnie Ladio, you got the twins. You can have
a Lyle.
A pre-Breaking Bad Jesse Pinkman if you want.
Henry.
You can have a post El Camino if you want. I don't care.
Henry's got Lyle. Like Lyle is the guy I think is I've seen a lot of stuff about him. He's the guy who works for Gus in the chicken shop.
Oh, really? The cashier?
And I'm seeing everyone's like, we feel sorry for him. He's the one who's got the worst deal. Like, you know, and we're all worried for his safety because he's not in Breaking Bad. I thought that was quite funny. He's not in Breaking Bad, so we're all concerned. But yeah,
for Henry, a minute, when I heard Lyle, you know what I thought about? I thought about the dude that was selling the pills to Nacho with the yellow Hummer. Don't ask me why I was thinking of. Remember that guy?
Yeah, I do.
That dude was funny.
But he also Henry says we also need a Lyle spin-off. So I'm just gonna double check. It is Lyle, right? Hold on, Lyle. Yeah, I'm right. It is him. Yeah.
Miss T says Lalo. Yes, we need a Lalo ASAP. Y'all need to hit that up.
So you're gonna go with Lalo as well?
Hell yeah.
Not Mike.
Lalo.
Not Mike.
Mike, I love Mike, man, but I don't know how long he's gonna be able to do it. And then if they do hold on, I know what you're about to say. If they do a younger Mike, you have to get a good actor. That's the only problem.
Great actor.
Exactly. You know what's weird? What's the Irish dude's name? What's his name? The kid.
Irish dude?
The one from Breaking Bad, the one at the end, the nice kid. The one with the white supremacist uncles. The ones that
a bit dopey. The fella at the end who has him in El Camino.
Yeah, the nice guy. I forgot his name.
Nice guy?
He's super nice compared to everybody else. What's his name? Todd. There you go, Todd.
There you go, Todd.
Todd, yes. I could take a Todd show. Todd low-key like rubbed off on me.
Todd is currently dating Kirsten Dunst, but yeah, I was just looking.
I
was gonna say, quickly, have you seen, because you like horror, you've seen The Last Exorcism, haven't you?
What, The Last Exorcism?
The Last Exorcism. It was out a few years ago.
The movie that's called The Last Exorcism, or are you saying like, have I seen The Last Exorcist?
Have you seen the film The Last Exorcism?
No.
It's about a guy who's a fake exorcist, and he goes around, you know, getting money off people until he comes across an actual real possession. No?
Nah. We'll talk about it later. But what's this?
All right, no, I was just saying it came up, and that was actually Howard who played that, and it done really well.
Really?
Yes, you should check it out. I mean,
a spinoff movie, maybe a movie or two for Gus. I don't know if I'm ready for another show. Yeah, I can see that because a show is a commitment. You know what I mean?
It is, yeah.
And then if Gus gets a TV show, he got to get it done ASAP because my man getting kind of old. He looking way older than he did in Breaking Bad. In all seriousness, Lalo, he steals every single scene he's in. Exactly, and Lalo's such a fresh character. He's not really that old, and it'll be perfect, in my opinion.
From the moment he walked in, when Nacho walked in and he was there cooking, I don't know, what was he cooking? Tacos, yeah, whatever. Okay. From that moment on, you already knew, you felt it. He was all smiley and had this. My mom makes this back in Mexico and all that. Already, you felt this guy is fucking dangerous. You know, you knew straight away this guy is dangerous. From that day on, he was one of the top members of the show. That's all I got to say. Todd.
Henry says Todd. And then D Maddox says a spinoff, the new movie crew from UNM. What is UNM?
I think he means those his friends who's always filming him, maybe. His friends, his geek friends who are always
Yeah.
maybe
I got you. Yeah.
means.
That'll be funny, dude. Him like renting out the equipment. He's freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
Miss T also says Todd. Todd is a likable character. He wasn't in the show a lot, but he's likable as shit. Lalo is like a combination of Negan and Anton. Anton from freaking No Country from Old Men. I have that figure.
You
right
know
there.
what? He's right.
Yeah.
Negan, because you don't watch Walking Dead, do you? But
but I know he's like
Negan, he is. He's charming. He's funny. He's likable, but fucking deadly at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I agree with you, Henry. Yeah, definitely, 100%. He's like Negan.
That's dope though. But Anton is. I like Anton. I like the Anton reference. No Country for Old Men is one of my freaking favorite movies, man. I'm just throwing it out there.
He's deadly cold as ice when he has to be. That's the thing I keep saying. If you went for a drink to a bar with Gus, he would be like that the whole time. He'd be just that kind of shit. But and with Lalo, even though you're probably going to die at the end of the night with both of them, you'll actually have a good time with Lalo because he's funny, he's charming.
Lalo is hilarious as shit.
He's cold, and then he'll turn cold. But
Lalo would probably end up jumping through the roof or something. Like he'll just be sitting there and just breaks through the roof and ends up sitting next to you.
Yeah.
Like he did with that cashier. That cashier turned away for like 5 seconds. Was like, "Where the hell did he go?" And he looked up. that ceiling was missing, and he just boom, and he just came in dropping on top of him. Shit was crazy.
And he killed him like nothing.
Oh yeah. Miss T points out something very excellent. There is a How to Make Tacos by Lalo on YouTube. There's a taco video that says looks hilarious. But last questions, guys. Last questions. Final call for questions. Final call. Any questions? Any discussion things? Anything you guys want to talk about, man? Throw them out there. Any theories, ideas, anything that you guys are interested in talking about,
or something we might have missed.
Anything, anything. Like maybe something we didn't talk about, and you're just like, "Yo, y'all didn't talk about this. Like, why didn't y'all talk about this?"
You can cover it
out. We shall discuss it.
But anyway, in case you have no more questions, make sure, because if I'm able to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, make sure you guys come over here and jump on us this time next week. We're going to go on episode 10. Now, as you said, you asked, I'm Movie Mash and he's Cinema Chop Shop. If you want to jump on and subscribe to both our channels,
yeah,
we'll be here anyway.
You guys subscribe to our
and obviously, the more subscribers, the better. But join our big family. We're always working together anyway. In fact, we're doing a video this Saturday with 2 other friends of ours. Our top 5 personal favorite 80s movies. Yes. Not the best or the greatest, just our own favorite. It might be silly, crappy ones, but
you also got a video cooking up too.
Saturday. Sorry?
I also got a video cooking up with him about remakes, discussion.
That's right, yeah. And Nope, your video, you just posted a review earlier on of Nope.
Oh yeah, my Nope video is going. My Nope review right now is going crazy. Make sure you guys check it out. It is spoiler free. I made sure I spoiled absolutely nothing. So make sure you guys check that out if you get an opportunity. That's funny as hell. Look,
I know.
Derek sounds like he grew up on the same street as Simon Cowell.
Oh, yeah. Out. Get out. That's it. Out.
That's hilarious. Where is Simon Cowell from?
He's from London anyway. So pretty much 2 streets away. I don't really know. He's from London. I'm sure he's from London. Yeah.
He's probably from you guys probably grew up together.
I'm nicer than him though. But yeah, as I say, thank you for that, RS5352, for insulting me. Make sure you subscribe.
But make sure you guys subscribe to this.
Check out your Nope video if you're interested in the review of Nope, which
spoiler free. There's no spoilers whatsoever. I had so many people hit me up and tell me that they appreciated that I didn't spoil absolutely nothing, that I kept it as vague as possible, but I told them as much information as I could to give them an understanding of what is the good and the bad of the movie. So check that out. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Cinema Chop Shop. Also have a Patreon account. If you guys are interested, if you click that, you can recommend any movie that you want me to review. I even do music videos or whatever and stuff like that. But we'll get
I
around.
do pretty much the same, just better. That's all.
Yeah.
D Maddox. This will be the last one for us now. Yeah.
Todd was a sociopath. He killed Drew Sharp, the kid on the bike.
That's
Killed
right.
man.
That's right. He's a piece of shit, like, you know, and he's got this
But he's
kind of
such
real
a charming piece
dopey.
of shit.
He just comes across so dopey and a bit, you know, simple, like, you know, and then he just, you know, I don't know. But as
He's
I say,
so nice though. Todd is a nice guy.
he's a nice guy.
Let's not bullshit. Todd
Even
is
if he
such a
kills
nice
your
guy.
kids. But anyway, look, we've just passed the hour and 10. And we like to thank you all for joining us. And it was a pleasure with all of you, especially Henry and Dean Maddox, who's new to us. So we haven't seen you before. Yes. And thanks for the other lot. You know, we know who you are now.
Thanks, Miss T. Thanks, RS5352. Thanks, Faithiest Atheist. Thank you guys for always coming through. Henry, shout outs to you. D Maddox, shout out to you. Shout out to every single one of you guys for coming by. You guys made this video extra special, man. Make sure you guys come back next week. And let's do it again. We're going to run it back up again.
I'll be a bit more awake as well.
All right. So if you got, again, one more time before we go, this is the Cinema Chop Shop. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, that like button. Go check out my content over there. That's Movie Mash reviews. Go ahead and check him out. I even have in my description, I believe I tagged him in the description. So you guys can just hit the description of the video. Click it. It's going to take you straight to his channel. If it's not up, I will put it up soon.
I'll do yours.
You guys go ahead and subscribe to both of our channels because we do this for you guys. You know what I mean? So
and for us.
With that being said, you guys are exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. You guys are now leaving the Movie Mosh movie theater.
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare
you? We will see you guys.
Anyway, we'll see you later.
We'll see you guys next week, man. Adios, man. You guys are awesome.